What's up? What's up? Hey, Ellie Bell. I made you a mod. Same thing with ECA. They're on the way. Took me a little bit longer to get my stuff in order. Um, so actually, I got something pretty cool on this. So I chose the feature where I can bring somebody on live with me. Okay. So somebody can actually literally bring me. Blue, I don't know who you are. Honestly, I'm not just doing that for anybody. I mean, no, it could be cool, but I get a lot of trolls on here, and so it's gotta be somebody that I know ain't gonna. East Carbon exposed. What's up, brother? Hey, um, East Carbon. East Carbon. Hey, send me a text message right now. 385-350-3998. 385-350-3998. East Carbon. I do too. East Carbon, do you want to? Hey, you want to come on here live? I got a link to send you. You come on the screen with me. Let's see. I got to see it pop down on the top. It's 385 350 3998. Probably should have thrown an email address out there, but hey, it's a Google Voice number, so I'll recycle that shit. Hell yeah. All right, just sent it to you. Hey, you get it, buddy? It should pop up on my screen whenever you click it. I feel like I'm going into the middle of a hurricane. Storm chasing. I know. It's I can just about guarantee you that let me turn right in here. I can just about guarantee you that we've got Lafayette County Sheriff's Department on here. Fuck y'all. We've probably got somebody from Galveston on here. Fuck y'all. Uh, you know, because I filed the lawsuit, or I announced the lawsuit today, and I did that live stream, and you know they're freaking over there. And yeah, somebody speak up. See, it's done this before. When it gets up there like that, it's yeah, they're straight up. They're monitoring my channel, and they stay quiet. There he is. Hey,
Hey, how are you, buddy?
there he is. What's up, man? Let me see if I
Good
turn
to
it
see you, man.
sideways. Oh yeah, it won't let me turn it sideways.
Let me turn that down.
All right. Yeah, I was just making sure I had all my shit in order, and I do. All right. So,
They're tearing it up north, I hear, huh?
that's what I heard. I got a text message from somebody and said that the cops were freaking tearing people up over here. We'll see.
Well, and now that it's getting warmer right now, and with the pressure that Ogden is being put on by several of the great men up that way.
Yep. How
And
far
so
away? How far away is East Carbon from me?
you're about 3 hours from me.
Is it, what are you, south or?
Yeah, straight down 15, headed to Colorado.
Ah, I see one on the side of the road right here. Look at this.
There you go.
Right there. Look at him being a freaking red coat tyrant.
They
Oh,
do.
I know that's one of them. Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
should I should have pulled over to the side of the road right there and freaking see, I hate it when they do that shit, man. I feel like I'm almost doing a civil service, man. It's like it's almost like a Robin Hood. You know, this whole sitting on the side of the road and uh and pulling people. Yeah, they are out like crazy. Look at that. Look at that. Oh man, there's two of them right there. So there's three of them and like half a mile stretch. Oh boy.
I think I know where you're at, sort of too.
I think you do too.
Yeah, I
It's
know
my,
that's a long street, and they're always on that street.
damn right they are. It's my favorite
Yep,
spot.
I know where you're at.
I'm getting the gimbal going. All right, the gimbal's up. The 4K camera with the flashes up, or with the light bars up, and
What I like to do is like to walk, you know, just about a block. Just about a block is what I like to
I
do.
generally I'll stay on the other side of the road, and like even with them, I think you've probably been on one of my streams before when I've done that. I just, you know, and then you got, of course, the bootlickers that talk shit about it, but it's like, man, like who likes paying traffic tickets? Like, you mean to tell me that you want the cop to sit there and freaking pull
Exactly.
people over? Like, you want to? You want to pay a ticket?
Everybody, everybody should be cussing these guys out.
Exactly.
That's I, Matt. I cussed the chief of police out today.
I,
So,
I saw that
uh,
the other day.
no, on my first live stream today, I cussed him out on my live stream.
Oh yeah.
Yep. So, hey, that was a good day for my very first live stream.
Oh yeah.
Right on, man. I applaud what you're doing. Thank you, sir, for your effort and your sacrifice. You are a hero, not these clowns.
I appreciate it, man. It's really, gotten to a point where you can only freaking lose so much, before you freaking get fed up with the shit. And
Yep, that's exactly correct. Thank you, Allie Bell, for staying around tonight too. I appreciate that as well.
absolutely, absolutely, got to see a lot of who my real friends are now. It's the problem is, man, there's just so many people that are asleep at the wheel, and they're just not going to wake up in time, man. It's a shame. Um, I think
Well, that I agree with. But there are young people, and even when I was even quite a bit younger, you in this, you're taking a kid here, it's a huge amount of your
right,
time. Well, at least 20 years ago. Prior to 20 years ago, it was much worse because all we had is, a few cable and some of the independent journalists at the time. But the real breakthrough, actually, of course, was the internet. They can't stop the free flow of information no matter what they do. This will always progress on that into a way that they didn't think would happen.
right. There we go. All right, we are. Let me get this going right
Good
here.
man. I'll let you go if you
No,
want.
no. I was actually gonna. Well, if you want to stay
Well,
on here for it, it's up
no,
to you.
no. I'll stay with you. Whether I watch it here or you want me on the screen, I'm all right.
Hey,
Uh,
it's. I got because see, here's the thing, man. I've got everybody's able to see, and then I've got the two other high def camera angles, so it's not like I'm not gonna have good video of whatever.
I don't think I don't think I'm that good of a commentator as you, but at least I'll try.
Oh, it's just nice having somebody on, man.
Right on, buddy. Right on. No problem.
That out. Yeah, that was that was odd to see them out like that. Like they didn't have anybody pulled over, just had straight up three of them just lined up right there. And it's not even a weekend yet.
Well, we're on the cusp here, and I think the kids are done like right now, right? I believe
Yep.
the kids are all getting done right now. So, and the weather's getting nicer. So, this is going to be a weird summer. I already know it.
Oh yeah. Up. I think I see. God, I saw dome lights on the top of what's coming behind me. Uh, no, it's not. So this guy left. I'm pretty sure also that these officers in this area, just because I've hit this area so hard, I'm pretty sure that that they probably watch my channel also.
Yeah, but that's such a busy road. They have to be on that road. I mean, that particular one, if that's,
Oh yeah,
you know,
it's yeah. They scattered for a second, but they'll be back. And see, this is where I actually this is where I go back and oh, I see one. Oh, there you are. This is where I go and if they're not there, I just go and park in one of their hot spots, man, and just on the side of the road. And it drives them crazy. It drives them crazy because they think that they're the only ones that can park on the shoulder of the road and just sit there.
yeah, parking, companies' parking lots, a dark parking lot they don't want to pay for lighting for. So the guys sit in this parking lot and target citizens that have a tail light out
Yep.
or a light on your license plate that is like the dumbest stuff. It's totally ridiculous.
Yep. Yep.
And these tickets nowadays are not, you know,
Oh, $250, $300.
yeah, yeah, they're not. A few years ago, even a seatbelt was quite reasonable. I bet you those are probably $125 fines now. I actually have no idea,
I,
but
I, I would I would venture to say they're probably closer to about 200. Everything
yeah,
else has gone up, and I'd say that's I'm actually gonna pull over right here.
I don't know what tickets are nowadays, but these cops, they stay away from me, man. They know I'll record them. I'll talk all kinds of shit. Uh, I go target somebody else. Good luck.
Yep. Yep.
You
So
you
I've got
have to do that. We have
so,
to do that
yeah.
nowadays.
I normally I normally will keep my lights on, and I've actually got my fog lights on, which is even better because it's um yeah, let's see what I feel like I'm over at the pond, at the lake, and I'm tossing my line in the water. You know, let's see if this is a good brim spot right here. Yeah, see if I get any see if I get any hits on the line. Oh, we got Seven Cities kids
You
on
got
a
that?
kid on, Allie Bell on, Wingspan Angel on.
Oh yeah.
Hey, they're
Oh
cool.
yeah. There we go.
What's up?
If I can spell that right. I'm a little old. See.
So what type of audits? I need to. I never can find the time to get everything that I have to get done, and I'm always like chasing my own ass. And
Well, yeah. We all do that every day, though. We all have 10 things that we got to, that are on the list. And if we get to 3 in the day, that would be awesome. But you know
yep.
that happens all the time.
Oh, I see one going after him.
Good man.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There's two of them right here. Oh no, this is one. That's a sign that I saw, but one of them just straight up turned in right here. You're gonna see him right here on the right, running radar. Oh, that's the police station. Oh, this is the police station. The police department. Okay, I've been there before. All right.
Yeah, we'll have to plan on a meetup, and then we'll come up there and I'll do an audit with you.
Yeah. So I spoke with an attorney on the phone yesterday.
Okay.
A civil rights attorney, and she called me, and you know, we had a good lengthy talk about everything. And she told me she loves First Amendment auditors. She said that if she was not an attorney, if she wasn't practicing law, that she would be doing that. And so she said, if you ever have any other issues come up, she said, I'll be happy to if it's dealing with the government, I'll be happy to
Well, I
represent you.
need to speak to this wonderful lady then,
Yeah,
because they have the city here of East Carbon has, I would say, 2 more weeks. I actually did the intent to sue letter and gave them a 90-day, you know, to answer before my intent. So before I sue them, so they have
right.
possibly 2 more weeks.
So yeah, if it's a state law tort, yeah, you got to do the notice of intent to sue. I I got around that with the Galveston stuff. That was one thing I was kind of curious about myself, was whether I could toll the time. See, I had
Now, what about the one last week now? Can you just go file on? I mean, that was a totally intentional trespass. Holy moly.
right, and yeah. So basically, I mean, I was hoping that um, the attorney that I talked to yesterday, that she was going to bite on that one, because I feel like to me it's a really big deal, because um, the precedent. Because what if, if that's allowed, then what's, if somebody is watching and sees them basically get away with that, then they're gonna be like, okay, well, I can control. I can, if I have a lease with a government entity, with government service, whatever, I too can control the traffic on who can go in and who can go out. I mean, that's bad. That's really bad. And that's just one of those things that I feel like it needs to be challenged purely on principle. And it there were a couple of reasons why that was not the case for her, and she explained it to me, and I guess I can see where she came from um, on that. I mean, I guess looking back, I decided I was going to truly kind of flex my First Amendment rights whenever the police came in there. I was kind of pissed off, honestly, that they had the audacity to call the police that he did, and then the police came in there, and so I was doing a good bit of shit talking, because I was pissed off at that point. Like, I was already leaving, okay, and then I got stopped, by that, and I basically
Well, and you came in very, you were doing your job, and he turned it on a dime right away when you were just
mm-hmm,
doing your job.
yep,
You were there to do legal work. That's why we're there, and you're there to answer the questions and help you as a resident. That's it. That's
well,
how
yeah,
we always go in. But for some reason, they don't know how to contain themselves. over
You know, yeah.
regular questions.
Well, and then you see, you know, I don't, these trolls. It's like they troll to troll, but they lack the certain element of common sense. Like I had one earlier, okay, that she was like, um, the the fourth floor where you were was public space, but none of the rest of it is like downstairs. And it's like, okay, um,
What?
do you have a jump pack? How do you expect to get up there to the fourth
Yeah.
level to that service without going in through the entrance? And there's no outside stairs or anything. So
Uh,
once again, it gets back to you can't control the access. And I guarantee you that when I get the lease between that building owner and the federal government, there will be in that lease, because I guarantee it has to. The federal government's going to cover their back, and they're not going to lease space without saying that the entry to that place is open.
right over right over here, sir. Here's your dumbwaiter to go up in.
Right.
I mean, what are they, goofy?
Here's your sign. Yeah.
Yeah, here's your sign.
Here's your
A-
sign.
and your perfect videos of where each person keeps sticking their foot in their mouth time after time is actually just so shocking to me
Right.
that, okay, here's the next guy. What's he gonna do? Is he gonna do the right thing?
Right.
No. Here's now this lady. Well, let's see if she does the right thing.
Yep.
No. I mean, it is mind numbing that all these years later, with all of our auditors, all of our buddies that we've watched forever, thank God that we've made a little bit of heyday with even with the cameras now. But for these public people do not get, why don't we just do our job?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be just
It,
easier to do our job? It's
I've never
shocking.
seen
I can't believe it.
I've never seen so many bootlickers in my life. It just that have just come out of the. It's almost like that's the new fad. You have different fads that pop up,
Well,
and it's like they
I
they
uh, I don't really fault them because some of them might not pay attention. Their uncle's a sheriff, or so who flipping knows? I mean, who cares about that? But for that many city workers to not do their job is so, I just can't believe it.
right. Oh, let me check out the comments because I honestly, that's what I need to do a better job at that. I was between driving and then I was looking at you. I wasn't even looking at the comments. Let's see what
Sure.
to keep them engaged. Let's see. Looks like Wingspan Angel went on a delete fest of her own messages. Um,
Uh-oh, she
hey,
got somebody. She somebody.
oh, Rayor Ramon was timed out by Wingspan Angel. I would love. Okay, all right, she got one. Got
Well, we're having
one.
a party tonight, I guess.
Heck yeah. Let's see. I hope those cramps get better. I hate. Yeah, I hate cramps. They especially when it hits you when you're like driving or whatever, because you can't. It's that's I mean that is a crazy type of pain. It's like you literally you have to get out and stretch, or you're gonna just freaking lose your mind with the um. Yeah, it's never a fun time to be driving when those cramps hit. Luckily, I don't get them hardly
Well,
off.
it's like
Hardly at all.
the coppers all went home tonight.
Oh, I know where three of them are right now. We passed the police department, and they're sitting in the parking lot conspiring. Um, yeah. Uh, hey, cops on the channel, say hi and stop hiding.
Well, and here's the other thing that always happens when you pull up on one. They always say, "Well, we get to have a break too, right, or a lunch too." But it just seems that their breaks and lunches are number one quite often and at very different times. Like now, my lunch is at 3:30 suddenly, and not 1 o'clock.
Right.
you know, they have an answer for all of that. See?
Yep. On, let's see. There goes one right there. He's probably stewing, that guy. We're the only ones that can sit on the side of the road.
Uh,
Let's see.
it ain't
Looking
too
at
bad for this late at night, actually.
no. I've always been a late owl. I I don't do good. I don't do good with mornings, and yeah, you know I got some we honestly, man, we probably need to link up like in the coming week. Kind of.
No, I mean it looks dead tonight out there, buddy. Maybe maybe after. Yeah, maybe you should call it a night for tonight, and we touch base in the morning and talk, whatever. Whatever
Yeah,
you got, unless you're a
I'm
guy
glad
that
I got
stays
your
up all.
I'm glad I got your number now. It's kind of a bit of a challenge on YouTube. Because
Yeah,
you don't
no,
have
I understand.
a direct message feature, and so I basically um, you know I, I threw my Google Voice number out, figuring, okay, well, that's it. There's a good chance that's going to get spammed now, but it's a Google Voice number, so um,
Yeah, hopefully not. Yeah.
there go two of them behind me, not pulling behind me, but like turned out at that stoplight. Up, uh, he just pulled. He just pulled over on the side of the road over there.
Oh, he's waiting on somebody now. Then
Yeah, you want to go? Should I go pull it behind him?
no, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let's see if he tries to. Well, no, I wouldn't pull up on him alone. No.
No. But what I will do is I'll turn around and come back going this way and park literally on the other side of the road directly across from him.
There you go. That's something.
That's
Yeah.
what we'll do. Yeah, it's not a good idea probably to. Uh,
Not alone, buddy. That's all. Not alone. You know, even these guys that I'm just gonna some of them are a lot of quite young, and God knows where they're from as
yep.
well nowadays. You know what? Here's the other thing that scares me in a big city. You know, I got several buddies that are truckers, and a lot of these truckers came to this country. They didn't have a license, maybe even prior to this country, wherever they lived. And now they're driving these big 18 wheelers down the highway. And even
Look at
my
him
long
setting my damn radar detector off.
oh,
I hate that. I roll up and they hit me with that radar and that thing goes crazy. Damn it! All right, so we're gonna turn around this gas station right here, and yeah, because he's definitely red coding. He's got his lights off. He's somebody's gonna fall into that trap.
That's such a big highway up there too.
Oh, I know it is.
But that's another way that they target you. They can, there's always construction everywhere in every major city, actually, where they can just hide behind a pylon and just take the tail. You
Yep.
know, and I bet you that there it goes. Probably, $165 for a tail.
Yep.
And then they have to take off take off work to either go do it, go pay it, or just pay it because they don't want to have to take off work now to get it reduced. It doesn't make any difference. They you lose, and that's why you know cussing these cops out that are ticketing their residents. Here, that Utah defender up there went to the mayor's city hall, and he lives next door. The mayor was telling his police department in this little town to ticket people on the highway right outside of town. He had no jurisdiction there. Utah Highway Patrol does, and it is very busy open lane there, but the $250,000 in tickets last year, illegally, basically, on his residents and local traffickers that are going up and down up to Logan and back. $250,000 this corrupt mayor stole from people driving by his city
That's ridiculous.
illegally.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Right.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
and,
yeah.
and so any exposure as far as theft, that has to be number one, because that's where the local people that aren't paying attention will go, well, wait a minute, what's that guy doing?
Right.
He's he oh, he's filming the cops. There must be an issue, and then see more and wonder why. And that's where they just come across these things. Is, well, yeah, why are people getting a $245 ticket for going 6 miles an hour over a sign?
Oh yeah. Well, I heard these guys right here. Like this is one of the smaller police departments, and they pull so many people over on this road that literally their courthouse stays packed the fuck out. Like
My Lord.
it literally, yeah, they write so many traffic tickets. And honestly, since I've been coming out here and doing this, I have seen less of it. I would actually kind of like to do a public record request, a grammar request, into basically the date. See what they were doing before in tickets, and what they've been doing like for the last month or so, and see if there's less.
So on the Utah Defenders, one of his videos, he brought up policescorecard.org, and you can go and research all the police departments everywhere, any city, whatever it is, and there's a scorecard of what they do, uh, what they are getting called for, assault, ticket, everything about every police department. And that's good. That's good info.
I definitely need that address. Yeah. So you need to text that to me,
I
because
will.
I can't
I
write it
will.
down right now. I'll tell you another one. All right. transparency, or it's transparent.utah.gov. If you go to transparent.utah.gov, you can actually look up the salaries. You can look up how much any government employee in the state of Utah makes. And so I've actually, like, there was a sergeant this weekend that kind of got smart with me over in Ogden, and I was like, I'm gonna, be like that. I'm gonna look up your salary.
Why not?
Let's see if he wants to be like the guy the other day. Turn around. He'll be back.
And what did this sergeant and Ogden
Yeah,
sergeant,
you
right?
don't want to know. It'll make you.
No, I do want to know.
It'll
Here's
make you
why.
sick.
The chief of police in this town of less than 1,500 people, okay,
Uh huh.
makes $134,000 on a retired salary. He already makes a pension because he has always been the police chief. And so he retires, gets a pension, and
Mm-hmm.
now gets paid $134,000.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's actually, I'll tell you, the Lafayette County Sheriff over in Mississippi, he was so his dad was actually the sheriff of Lafayette County for 46 years. And this is a
Oh,
prime example of why, term limits are so crucial, because you can't tell me
oh yeah.
somebody that's in power like that, and arguably one of the most powerful spots, because the only person that a sheriff has to listen to, has to answer to, is the governor. And you know so so 46 years, if you're not shaking it up, you know somebody that's in that long, can you imagine how much corruption just takes root in that department? And
Joe Biden there. I mean, the 55 years. I mean, give
yeah,
me a break. But how much did that sergeant in Ogden make?
180,000.
Are you flipping kidding me? $180,000?
So it was
What?
well, okay, so it's 120,000 in salary and another 60,000 in benefits on top of the salary.
That, oh, yeah, all right. But yeah, okay. So the chief of police here in this little rural town, oh, they all make 94 to $134,000 in a little town.
Yeah.
The chief of police and the sergeant make more than 10% of all the police officers in this state. And
They make
this,
how much?
the chief of police makes $134,000, and his sergeant makes 125,000, and there's less than 200 or 2,000 people in this little town. Less.
Can you imagine getting paid that much to bully people around and beat people up and freaking steal people's money and do everything that the people that you're fucking up can't do? Like, you can speed. There's a whole different set of laws that apply
Ticket
to you that
this.
don't
Yep.
apply to everybody else.
Yep. Exactly correct. And
And
but that's every police department. That's not
yep.
just that's everyone, all of them.
Well, it's like this, man. It's like the thin blue line. The I I hate when I go into a police department and I see a thin blue line flag. I see a flag that's got that thin blue line. Man, I like the shit makes me so furious. Like, to me, it's a desecration of the flag. And And I tell you what, a while back, um, basically the Supreme Court said that burning an American flag is basically an expression of free speech for the ones that were actually like, you know, burning the flag and shit, stepping on it, whatever. The Supreme Court basically came out ruling that that was protected free speech. So if that is protected speech under the First Amendment, I'm gonna go freaking like I'm gonna get one of those thin blue line flags, and I'm gonna freaking use it as a doormat right outside of the police department and just stand on it. Like uh, yeah. I mean, because
Well,
honestly, if the American flag is protected speech, burn it or whatever, then surely they can't criminalize um, desecrating a thin
well,
a thin blue line flag.
and remember 10 years ago when Eric Brandt and all the other, very pretty early auditors were chalking up all the police departments. Remember that?
Yeah.
They would chalk up the police. I mean, nobody has done that in a long time. That kind of stuff needs to get back to it. You know, yeah, yeah. That is a perfect example of redressing a public building that we pay for. That was a perfect example back then of stress on a department. you know,
Yeah. Absolutely.
everybody would walk into the city hall and see all these messages there. It was it was wonderful. Uh, free Eric Brandt, free uh, Lane Myers. That's an unbelievable story. That man, I feel very bad for, and he is
What's the
takes
latest with Lane Myers? Because I never knew about Lane Myers until I saw somebody in a chat talking about like free Lane Myers or they were talking. They just briefly mentioned Lane Myers, so I did a search for him, and I was actually kind of fascinated. Like I put something on my channel where I mean,
a
he
rail
basically
guy, and yeah, I don't want to say things that are incorrect on here, but they're railroading him in a way that has not been seen before for pettiness. For pettiness,
So is he
that
still in? Is he still in jail?
yes, he's still in jail. There was a lawyer that had him on live the other day. We were all watching the phone call. It was almost an hour. It was very good, and he is doing. He's being a patriot, and he is waiting for this to get reversed because of the criminality that they've put him on. Much like yourself, okay, you and him have much the sort of the same story.
That's
Over,
why I'm kind of fascinated with the stories because I can definitely identify.
yes,
Um,
and that was, I believe, last July. I think it's been a year.
yeah.
Last July. So uh, he is in for. Well, he's been in for it, but he's on a good path right now. They are on shaky ground with all of this no bail and everything else. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Hmm. Yeah, I've been there. I've totally been there. And honestly, the stuff that went on in Galveston, they uh, they knew what they were doing. So when I initially got that DWI, they gave me a ten
There you go.
thousand.
Seven
Huh?
cities posted it. He's in jail for reporting on an illegal arrest which we all have the right to do,
Right.
and talking about his case. Okay. Well, I mean, even I've never even liked this gag order bullshit by any judge. Who the hell are
Right.
you that I can't say about whatever? I mean, it makes no sense. Actually,
You
I
got
can care.
you got to beat the judge to you got to you got to basically do your publishing or whatever, get whatever you want out there before the judge issues the gag order. Because if you do that, if you hurry up and get it out there, then they can't make you take anything down. Once it's out in the public domain, it's out. You just can't put anything else out there.
And that's why I'm going so hard at my channel and this corrupt police department and police chief, and I'm letting them have it. I'm going after them, and I illegally, and I've been going after them since I closed my business. They're a bunch of crooks down here,
Yeah.
and they don't even have there is no complaint form in this little town. There's no complaint form. I have a video about it. No complaint form. I went in there to file a complaint, and I
Wait,
have him on chat.
what do you mean there's no complaint form?
There is there is no complaint form in this rural bum screwed up town. So I go in there to file a complaint on the police department. The police chief is buddies with the mayor. They went to high school together. He's been police chief his whole fucking life, right? I go in there to file a complaint after I've been filing my grammar request, right? There and the treasurer fella says, well, I said, what do you mean you don't have a form? What are you talking about? I'm here to file something with my legal work. Well, I don't think we have that. This is what we do. We take the complaint and then we go talk to the mayor, and then he goes and talks to whoever did it or whatever, like the maintenance guy or whatever, and then that's it. And I went, wait, what? What the hell are you talking about? So, so there is no complaint then, no form or anything. And he goes, yeah, no, we don't have anything. So, oh, I get it. Well, if there's no form, there's never any complaints, right?
Right.
There's no complaints. We don't. There is no complaints, Steve. And I said to him right after that, during that video, well, maybe you should look into doing something about that, sir,
Yeah, that's
because well,
so yeah,
there is no right.
that's something.
That's how corrupt this town is. See that
See,
I'm
yeah,
showing you how corrupt this town is. I couldn't
that's
believe it.
you know, that's those are the places that I like to. So there was
Uh,
you know, I
you
went to
will love.
Morgan. I
They
stirred
will
a
love.
lot of shit. I stirred a
Yep.
lot of shit up with Morgan, and now I've got two pending lawsuits against Morgan County.
And Morgan's right over that hill. It's right behind me. These little towns corrupt as shit, bro. Corrupt. This is the. I can't wait for you to come to check out this silly town at $134,000 to clock. They work 4 days a week, by the way. They City Hall is only open Tuesday through Friday. They don't even work 5 days. So he'll show up to City Hall and then drive to his house and monitor the city and City Hall from his house for the rest of the day.
How many people are in your city? What's the population?
1,500.
Oh shit. Okay.
134 grand. And his sergeant makes 125. And
Yeah.
the next guy makes 110 or something. And then the next guy makes 100.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where does the money come from?
Exactly. Now you're getting it. See, and the other thing, okay, and tickets, tickets, and they just built the they. This is a very poor town. very poor, very poor. And so they just constantly ticket people out of their homes, out of their cars, eventually out of their properties. They ticketed me enough and put so much bad press on me with their neighbors and everything else over a dog shit ticket, me cussing the chief of police out, that I have been going to court over a dog shit ticket for 9 months.
Yeah.
9 months. I was facing 90 days in jail and a $750 fine for supposedly not picking up dog shit.
That's ridiculous.
There you go. That is the absolute truth. I filed. These people are a bunch of criminals. And then the very next day, I get a ticket for my trailer that had a storage container on it, see, that had been in this town for already 2.5 years. They ticketed for me for my trailer with the storage container on it. And get this, the lady that gave me the ticket,
Uh-huh.
her son-in-law has the gas station in town. And guess what? He has a storage container right next to his building.
Oh man.
Right next to his building, next to his business.
Right.
So I tell the judge, well, there's other things in this town that have storage containers on it, sir. Why would I get a ticket? Then they drop the ticket. But I'm still facing 90 days in jail and a $750 fine for supposedly not picking up dog shit on city hall property on the grass.
Right.
90 days in jail. I have a trial August 1st against the chief of police, who I'm exposing as a criminal, on a bench trial for not picking up dog shit, supposedly.
Hey.
It's uh, it's good. It's a good story. It's absolutely fucking bananas, but it's these people are criminals. These people, you know, everybody that keeps saying, "Well, there's," you know, I know my nephew or my uncle, somebody's got a good cop that they know. You don't know these people. We're out there working. These people ticket people, target people. All that's their job.
Yep. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
uh, they they're not good. That's a shitty job.
Yep.
Let me tell you a story about up in Brigham City. This is, I would say, 4 years ago. 4 years ago, right? I'm at
Mm-hmm.
the dog. I have a friend of mine, a gal who's at the dog park. She used to be a dispatcher, a sergeant at the police department in Brigham City, a little town. Let's say 20, about 20,000 people. He was a sergeant for many, many years, 19 years. He used to come to my lot many, many times. Inspect a few of the cars. I used to get a couple different things. Anyway, this guy killed himself. Little town, rural Utah. The nicest fella too. The nicest fella. Every time I talk to him, and you know, and I've met him many times. You know, part of his existence was his job on determining his life that day.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you do that job and they're criminals, that's what they are.
Yep.
It
Yep.
will affect you one way or another in your life. And
Oh
that's
yeah.
why we always tell the good officers, or the ones that we believe could be a good officer, to root out the bad ones, because they're going to affect your whole life, sir, is the
Right.
bad one.
Well, I
Always.
mean, and the question the question becomes: are there I
Sly's right
mean,
though. There is
are
a good
are
one.
are there really? Yeah,
From
is there
Sly
such
actually.
thing as good ones? I mean, now I was having a chat outside of the police department with one yesterday actually, and um, I came across him on a cop watch one time, and he was really cool, and he was just really cool again. He's younger dude. I mean, but really cool, and but
Very rare.
but the thing is, man, like no matter how cool, the thing is, are they going to turn a blind eye when their brother in blue violates somebody's rights? And the answer is
Oh,
undoubtedly yes. And when
you're
that
right.
happens,
Yeah.
it makes them just as bad as the one that's violating somebody's rights. And it's just
There,
it's a shame.
you can't explain that enough to them, though.
No,
You can't. I mean, you can't say it any different. You can't explain it any different. You can't do that.
right.
They either agree with you and go, well, I better either correct things or choose a different line of work, or actually, you know, root these other ones out. Most of them, let's just say. Sly keeps telling me that there is none of them, and I have hope Sly does not.
Hmm.
So, you know, I'll go with that.
Right. Well, it's yeah.
Sly in the chat, there, buddy in the chat. There's Sly. You know, he said there's no, you're not going to find one. We're not going to find.
No, it's I got plenty of examples of it, man. Like it's there are so many examples on my channel of, you know, somebody doing something fucked up, and then I try to just find somebody that can say, "Yeah, that was wrong." And uh, they just won't, like the FBI parking lot. When I got threatened with arrest in the visitor parking lot for reading my
Holy shit!
declaration. Like,
Yep.
but then I call back up there and I ask about because I already know the answer to the question when I ask it. Like, is the visitor parking lot private property? Well, I already know that answer. The answer, I mean, it's an unequivocal no. It's not private property. But
Right.
they can't say that, because to say that it's not private property means that they basically just turned against their, law enforcement brother. And it's just, how do you protect somebody's rights? How are you federal law enforcement, and you're tasked with defending the Constitution, defending federal rights, but you can't identify something as simple as you got a guy reading his sworn declaration that y'all wouldn't take in your visitor parking lot, and you can't say that that's wrong?
But
Well, that's,
you have exposed exactly why all the other municipalities and police departments act the way they do. Because
mhm.
if you have two young guys, 25 years old, that walked out to you in that parking lot that day, knowing that what they're saying is illegal, still doing it
Mhm.
because their boss is looking out the window right now, which is exactly what was happening that day,
Right.
instead of his boss coming out and going, "Hey, how are you? What do you need?" I mean, that was what they are paid to do,
Yep.
illegally, mind you. But that's what should have happened. Not
Yep.
two young idiots come out and say, "Sir, get out of your parking lot." It makes no sense.
Well, I don't think that day, honestly, because a lot of them are like, a lot of the employees are about their age. Like it's they just I don't think that they had a boss, like an older boss that was actually watching out the window. I think that they I think that was probably actually the problem, is that they didn't have somebody senior there to tell them, no, you better not do that. And I think that they just made a dumb freaking decision, but they got away with it. They
Well, hold on a minute. Now, if they knew, or if nobody was there, you're saying nobody could have been higher up to say, "I don't do that." Well, they it had, they could have got a hold of you. They knew you were obviously filming and maybe a journalist. I don't know if you said that. I forgot if you said that day,
I
but
did. Yeah.
okay. Well, if a higher up the next day had a chance to try to reach out to you and didn't, see that's where I'm going. That
That
if
falls into
they
the
they
same,
could have
yeah.
made amends and they did not do that.
Right. Yeah, it falls into the same thing of watching somebody do something and allowing them to
There,
violate somebody else's rights, or
there you
or
go.
or kick their ass or
There
whatever,
you
you
go.
know. Mm-hmm.
And that's what I truly believe that I don't think we'll ever see another officer chastise another officer.
No, you
Ever.
never see it. Never.
We'll never see it ever again. We've seen it. There's been times where you see officers do things or whatever, they might get fired or whatever happens for it, but you'll never see that again.
Mm-mm. No, it's and we're so,
I
and
don't think
I
we've seen
said I said this on my live stream, or I said it in the chat earlier. The last go around, I was I was the biggest. I was a huge MAGA fan. Like I was a huge MAGA fan, man. And now it's like I'm completely apolitical. First of all, I was raised Republican. My parents were Republican, and basically I was a product of that. And um, so I just naturally grew up Republican, conservative, and then I realized, okay, that the Republican Party completely turned their back on me, and I wasn't going to join the Democrat Party. Like I was like, fuck it, man. I'm right. I'm independent. I'm apolitical, uh, and so basically that's the way that I've been for the last few years. But like I have my own views. Like but the problem is you got Donald Trump right now trying to strengthen law enforcement, instead of weakening qualified immunity. It's like he's making it stronger, and we don't need more qualified immunity. Um, yeah, that's the biggest hurdle that I have to overcome right now. Is that these sons of bitches think they can get away with anything, and then we have such a high hurdle to jump over to strip them of the qualified immunity and hold them accountable when they do wrong.
And we have two states around us, Colorado and New Mexico.
Hey,
Have
let's
done.
let me address this real. Sorry for cutting you off, but this person put this in the comments real quickly, and so I want to go ahead and take a moment to address these dumb motherfuckers. Okay, yeah, you Daniela Hernandez are
Oh,
a dumb motherfucker. Look at my channel and tell me any other time where I've recorded a
see,
fucking minor. Okay, I record the fucking police. I Just because there was a fucking police stop. Okay, I record the police. It doesn't matter. Okay, they were old enough to talk shit. They were old enough to drive around. They're old enough to smoke weed. Okay, here's the thing. How many fucking cameras do you think record them on a daily basis? Maybe they should go live inside of a fucking bubble.
Well,
I don't give a fuck if the minor gave no consent. You don't need consent out in public. Okay?
exactly.
When do you have to give consent when you go into a grocery store to, when they got the cameras on the ceiling, when you go into a gas station? Like this shit, you fucking trolls make no fucking sense. Like it's
God. Wow. Yeah.
not your logic is irrelevant. Okay. That's honestly, I think my logic is common sense. I'm not even gonna having an argument with this troll in the chat is like trying to eat jello with chopsticks. It just doesn't make sense. It's like trying it's wiping before you shit. Like stupid motherfuckers, man.
You know, that, these goofballs don't. I don't. It's just not a thing. You know, they want to come in and say whatever. It's absolutely
Yeah,
ridiculous.
no, I just like it
You know,
just I had to address that because
you're
it's
right.
like they're getting off trying to say that I'm trying to record minors. Show me another video on my channel where I
Right.
recorded any minor. I
But
simply there were cops and I do what I always do in recording the cops and trying to, advise people of their rights. They
no,
were the
you're
ones
doing the
talking
right thing.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's not worth even discussing it with these clowns. So,
It's not.
uh,
It's not. Let's just
you
go
know,
ahead and just start.
uh,
Let's put them all in timeout. Let's
you know,
see. I don't know if I
uh,
want to.
you know,
Hey,
when
hey,
no, just to
mods, do
leave
you
it.
do you
Just
put them in timeout or do you hide them from the channel? I don't.
yeah, just get rid of them. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, hide user from the channel.
Yeah, I mean, you know, when you leave your home, that's public. That's it. Period.
It is
No, no, I mean, there is no expectation of privacy in public. There never will be.
right.
When you leave your private residence, that's it. Whether you go to mountains, you go to the sea, whatever, you go to the grocery store, it doesn't matter. Uh,
Right.
uh, what they're worried about is doing something wrong in public. Well, that's on them. That has nothing to do
Yep.
with you.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
and
It's
the people that say that stuff are guilty in their own life in some way. Be
and
very clear about that.
and I actually really I don't mind trolls because really at the end of the day, and here's what I used to actually do is when a troll would come on and say something stupid on a video, I would pin their comment to the top. Okay? So that everybody that saw that video would see their stupid comment and then, you
Yeah.
know,
It's
uh
just,
and
it
then
just doesn't make any sense to what we're even talking about. Actually, it's irrelevant.
it's
You
completely
know,
and it
right.
actually it
Right.
all it does is it just drives my channel more like it really honestly they don't realize that when they're commenting and they're steadily commenting bullshit like that like what we just saw
Yeah.
the algorithm on YouTube is saying
Oh,
oh
perfect.
comments
Right.
comments okay we're going to push this further out there it's like
Hey, thanks, you guys. Right on.
thank you
There you go. There's a
uh,
big thank you instead.
right
Well, that's good. No street action then.
yeah there he's back Victoria Silva.
Uh,
I guess they're gonna have to just keep making accounts. And that's what they're going to do. That's fine. They're just going to drive more. They're just going to help fuel the channel. In fact, I'm
And
not even
thank
going
you
to.
very
I'm
much.
not. Thank you for
Yeah,
your
thank you.
support.
Thank you for your time. Thank you for your support. I
Yeah.
appreciate that. You know, that brings light to whatever real is. Either you're doing a service, doing legal work for the community, and to redress our government, or we get this stuff.
Right. Well, exactly. Yeah. It's never ending, man. It's never ending.
Hey,
Let's
Slice
say
again.
Seven Cities Child is on it. Oh,
Yeah, he is. He is. Hey, Sly's good too. He probably should have a wrench.
oh
He
yeah.
is. He is everywhere on all of our stuff. He's pretty
Sly's
good.
got a wrench. Sly's got a wrench.
All right. There we go. Get him, Sly.
Get him,
Thanks.
Sly!
Thanks, Seven Cities. I appreciate it. I do too. I do too. Now we're having
Get
fun.
him!
See? Now we're having fun. See?
There we go. It's like a game of whack-a-mole. Okay,
Oh
soon as
my
it
God.
pops
I
up,
love that
get him.
game. I
That
love
that
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 game.
that.
Oh, Slice. Oh no, she's a beautiful lady. Is what I meant. That's exactly what I meant. I wanted to say that. I was thinking about a different account, but
Yeah.
that's uh, that's true now.
Hey, one thing about it though, we're getting rid of a lot of sock accounts tonight.
I'm not flirting by no means. I'm just saying I apologize for calling you that good guy when I knew she was a beautiful lady. I did know that. Hey,
Oh
that was
wait.
pretty good. That was pretty good right there. I will say. Uh,
Hey, it's starting to pick up around here a little bit. We hit a little dry spell, and I've had one that's just passed a couple of times now. Um, but he doesn't. He see. I don't think that they're going to do the stupid shit that they did before. Because I went and I had a talk with their police chief, and he was livid about how a couple of his officers were doing. Um, like one of them pulled up behind me and basically, got out and I mean that wasn't really a big deal because I just kept my windows shut and I was like, "What do you want?" I'm over here working on my book. Leave me alone. And but there were a couple others that literally, had their cell phone out recording me. Um, refused to to ID when I asked them who they were. I had to get their license tag number. Um, mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and that was which city?
Sunset.
What was in Sunset? That little, yeah, well,
But
uh,
but here's the thing. Let me show you what I've got actually, because I I never leave home without it. Okay. The So me and the chief had a excellent discussion, and um, you know, he gave me complaint forms for his officers. He was like, "Look, fill these out." He said, "You can fill them out or you don't fill them out, but I'm gonna definitely get to the bottom of this with my officers and make sure this shit doesn't happen again." And I was like, I trust that you will. Hey, we'll treat this as like a learning lesson. It's better to. That's what I kind of like about this stress testing, because it's better to see how they respond in a situation like this than if it was than a real situation. It's almost like a training situation. How do they handle certain situations? And so, we got to talking. I told him I was a Marine Corps veteran. So he gave me, um, it's a challenge coin, but it's got a badge. Okay. And it says
what the hell's
on
that
the,
mean?
on the back, Sunset Police. And so I look at this thing like it's my get out of jail free card. You know, it's like ever run into an issue? I've got the coin.
He's got
Um,
the coin.
I've got the coin,
He's got
and
the coin.
and so he gave me
Wait a
that,
minute. He's got the magic ticket from the
right.
Toy Story. He's got
So
the
I got
magic ticket.
that, and I don't know what happened to all of his. Oh man, so that would not be good if like if I did run into an issue with one of his officers, and so he gave me his cards as well, and he was like, if you ever have an issue with any of my officers, he said, here's my cards, give me a call right away. And no, it's Morgan County. I got so many cards in here. I've got to clean this out, but I honestly like keeping some trash in my car because then they don't want to fuck with me about like you know searching the car. Don't have anything in the car anyways, but just to extra fuck with me. Nobody wants to search around in a dirty car. Um,
Not really, right?
speaking of which, okay, is searching cars. So, and this is a real problem that I've identified over here in Clearfield and also with Layton. I would say that it's actually a Davis County problem. Um, that what they do, and I've seen this happen so many times.
Oh,
They
Davis
they
County's the worst county.
yeah, they are so quick to call for a dog, and
Really?
they run the dog around the vehicle, and luckily I've been there on site several times when they've done it, and I swear they make the dog hit, okay, so that it gives them their PC, their probable cause, to then go and search the vehicle. And it happens so I think there's been one time that I've watched where the dog is hit and they actually found drugs in the car. The other times, the dog hit and they came up empty. And so that's why the last time I went out and they ran a dog around the person's car, I quickly hurried over there and I started recording. Um, and I told so they saw me walk up and they decided they were going to let the guy go. They weren't going to search his car and all that. So they let him go. I walked up to the officers and I was like, dude, y'all's dogs are trash. Like, you know, it's a I've seen it happen in Layton, I've seen it happen in Clearfield. Okay. Um, it's that's a sham way to get probable cause to go and search somebody's vehicle to run a dog around and act like somebody doesn't know any different.
Well, and that's why I actually did a video last week about that, where you have to do exactly what you're doing. Everybody must record them. You have to record them all the time, everywhere
Yep.
you go, every time you
Yep.
see them. If you have time, stop and record. It might
Mm-hmm.
not mean something at the time to you, but it could mean something to that person right then.
Mm-hmm.
Just like you said, you showed
Mm-hmm.
up and he changed his mind.
Mm-hmm.
We need them to change their minds.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. We need them to change their minds. Not only the whoever got targeted and is they're trying to steal their money, but we want to also change the guy or lady, whoever it is, to change their mind.
Right. Yeah. It's Leighton. I've and I can only imagine. I can only assume that since I filed the lawsuit against Leighton and it's pending, when all that stuff went down with them, I'm sure that they put some type of word out you know, don't don't make the matter, any worse, because it
Well,
seems
and
like
that's the other good thing.
yeah.
And that's the other good thing, man. When you finally just go enough of this shit, you you want it to go the other way, they leave you alone.
Mhm.
They really do. They leave you the flip alone.
Yep.
And people have to realize that when you stand up, they don't like that, and they do leave you alone. So
Hmm.
it's best to stand up anyway,
It
actually.
is. It is. I would rather. Yeah. I don't want to be on the defense. I want to.
Right. Exactly.
I don't want to be just waiting for something to happen. But yeah, no, there was a stop in Layton on Antelope a couple of weeks ago, and I happened to be parked in the Target parking lot.
Very busy road.
Yeah,
Very busy, guys.
and so
In the chat,
I
it's very busy road.
yeah, I was right there by the back of the parking lot, and so I got out of the car, and it was they had the car they had the perfect setup. You could tell that these officers, they wanted to search that car so bad, because it was like a hoopty car. The guy didn't have his ID. He didn't know his social security number. Okay, so
Oh my God!
it's going through their head. They want so
Come
bad.
on!
They want so bad to go through that freaking car. And then here I come. Here I come with the camera, and and the officer looks over at me. He's like, "Can I help you?" And I was like, "No, I'm fine. This is what I do. I'm just doing my thing." He just kind of shook his head and walked to the car. Well, there's an officer in the passenger seat of the car. I didn't realize it at first, but apparently they had some kind of talk. He told him something, and I mean, immediately that officer got out of the driver's seat, went to the driver's side of that car that he had pulled over. He said, "Have a good day. Get out of here." He turned around,
I'm
burned
sure
right.
he did.
He turned around. He burned back to his car, and as the car he had pulled over started to take off, the officer punched the gas and basically cut somebody off. I mean, they didn't turn their blue lights on or anything. It was just took off down the road. And that was that.
Well, there you go. That's a perfect example of being embarrassed by what you do.
Yeah.
A perfect example of being embarrassed because they were embarrassed.
Well,
Nobody peels out unless they're mad or embarrassed.
or they just don't want anything at all to do with me. They don't want to get into, they don't want to get recorded. They don't want to, you know
or
they don't want
or better yet, or better yet, you made them mad and embarrassed mad.
right, right.
Well,
Well, all right. So they are clearly not running this strip anymore. So I'm just going to go back into town. And
I didn't even see it
oh
too.
yeah,
Okay.
let's see what the hell is going on. Okay. Oh, zoomed in. There we go.
That McDonald's is usually pretty busy, I think.
Yeah. No, I've already eaten McDonald's twice today. I'm McDonald's out. Um, I don't, and I normally don't eat McDonald's. Like, I won't, I'll go weeks without eating McDonald's, and here I ate McDonald's twice in a day, and
I meant busy for cops. Usually they're a block away from every McDonald's.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
And we sit there for the last half hour looking at that McDonald's.
Well, and yeah, the donut shop's not open late at night, so
You're right.
yeah.
They'd be there. That's a perfect spot. Let me see what the chat's doing about
Yeah,
going to a shower.
I was just, it just caught my eye. I was just, oh, oh,
Let's shout out to Here we
Did I see blue lights over there? I kept looking back because I saw. I'm not going to turn around just to go and find out that it's not, but
Sly's still taking people out, or she is still taking people out. Seven Cities is just for just menacing on the streets tonight. So
I've always,
that's
I've
good.
always, I've always, been a little hesitant about blocking people or removing people because I don't. I've heard before that
Nah,
it can hurt your algorithm or
oh well, they they understand you're doing something right, and so
Oh yeah.
that's where
Let's
that's where
see.
you're always going to have a Biden supporter going. He was never sick. Come on,
Oh
he
yeah.
he was just
Oh
fine
yeah.
on stage. No, what are you talking about? Here's Jake Tapper now coming out with a book talking about how everybody didn't with the whole Joe Biden that he wasn't sick. So now this criminal who's a investigator for I don't know even what channels, it's probably CNN, NBC, one of them, Jake Tapper, writing a book about Biden and how he knew that he was sick. Well, sir, you worked for the criminals that hid all that stuff. It's
Right.
ridiculous. I mean, who the hell would buy that book?
Right.
It makes no sense, actually.
Here's what we're gonna do real quickly. So this is the police department.
No way.
It is what you're looking at right now behind that fence is. Fuck, it's getting late.
Yeah, keep up the good work, Jack. They'll be back. These, officers' nephews will be back. That's that I'm sure of. Wake up, little Johnny. Oh, Mets. Oh, did it freeze? Oh, I think he stepped out a minute. We will. We will stay tuned. Yeah, I'm still here. I am just a wee. Oh my god, a little bit concerned. Maybe I won't be too concerned for a few minutes. When the walls come crumbling down, when the walls come crumbling, bumbling, when the walls. I love Pink Floyd. I really do. I mean, they had an album that said with about the walls. It was great. Did I block you? I'm not. I'm on the screen. Why would I? I can't block it. to see. Wait a minute. Should I? What should I do, guys? Here or wait? Oh, okay. It's just. I don't know what to do here, guys. Um. Maybe they just split and then leave this. I think it's screwing up. Uh-oh. Oh my God. I think he's checking his phone right now. Let's see. All right, who's talking dirty about me?
Oh
All
shit!
right,
Hey, can you hear me?
all right. Now I can hear
I
you.
had the mute button hit, man. I didn't realize I had the mute. I kept saying, "Hey, man, I can hear you. I can hear you. You can't hear me." Shit! I looked over there and I
That's
saw the damn mute button hit. So, frick. Well, damn. Okay,
yeah,
so I pulled off from there. I was gonna stage
good.
up for a second, and I pulled off from there thinking, okay, well, my service must be shitty. Um, but apparently that was not the case, and apparently it was the damn. Oh well.
That's all right. That's all right.
Well, it's a late night anyway, so
No, that was fun, brother. That
yeah,
was very fun.
it wasn't as fun as I thought it was going to be, man. It really wasn't. I really hoped
Well,
to see people pulled over and
uh,
you know, I've had a lot bigger action nights, like, you know, where it was just one after the other. And I think,
what? Watch. We'll give it 5 more minutes, and we'll see if we see a cop.
oh,
We'll give it about.
shoot, I was already, I mean, I waited down there. I'm already almost back to, um,
Oh, that's good. That was a very good
well,
evening.
I wouldn't call it that, but, so wait, today is, so,
Well, it was good.
so,
Nobody was getting a ticket. We didn't see anybody getting a ticket,
yeah,
so that was good.
yeah, so it's Friday. Um, Yeah. So
Hey, thanks, Seven Cities. Thanks, kiddo.
yeah.
I appreciate it.
So I wonder what.
No,
So tonight it's Friday. Um. I
yep. Thanks, Seven Cities. Thanks, buddy.
I think Saturday. Saturday I'm gonna be in Salt Lake City. Um. Cop watching with Utah Cop Watch. Um.
Oh, you're gonna be up there this weekend? Right on.
I think on Saturday. I talked to him today, and you know I wanted to link up with him this weekend, and he said he thinks he's gonna be busy. He's already got plans for tonight, but we wanted to uh but he wanted to link up on Saturday.
Well,
So
what's well, we'll talk about this on the after the stream or so, tomorrow. But
do what?
about times that you're available during the week or on the weekend when I'm not sure what's best
Well,
for you.
so that's why I said, you know, we need to really link up over the next week, man, because I'm um I'm actually I'm actually moving.
Well, you're moving. All right.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah. I don't. Yeah, and so it just
are you moving out of the state?
probably so.
Oh wow, you're leaving us. What the hell?
Uh huh.
Oh no.
Yeah. It just hasn't. You know, Utah has.
That's all right. Hey, we'll talk about that after, but we you don't need to go into that on stream here though. You know. But I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that. Actually, but I understand it. That I do understand
Mm-hmm.
because once you've been targeted, wherever it is, Florida, Louisiana, Texas, here, Colorado, wherever it is,
Yeah.
you
It's
know, you have a different view. You have a different view of where you live.
yeah. And it's not really so much the targeting. I mean, it's I have a good sixth sense for a lot of shit. Um, but it's really it really comes down to, I mean, economically Utah
Very
has
expensive
just
here.
has really done a
Very
number
expensive
on
here.
me. I mean, it's not, and it's just, what really sucks is here I had a illegal prison sentence that got vacated January 21st. I was released from prison January 22nd, and that was declared unlawful. And now, of course, the Galveston stuff is all dismissed because they knew that they were in the wrong. So I mean, I got these
Wow.
wins, and these were big wins. They're all in the corner of this was major
Big
corruption,
fucking wins. I love
and
it. That is awesome.
but see, here's the problem, man. Is you know just vacating the sentence alone and releasing me from prison, saying, "Hey, it's unlawful. We're vacating it. We're releasing you." You know, there was never apology. It was just vacated. You know, there
Oh yeah, that's
it
never
doesn't
gonna
it
come.
doesn't it doesn't do anything
No,
about everything that was lost over the
they
course of, like, y'all, they put me in prison. Like, I literally lost everything. Galveston took my car and sold my car at public auction. Like, I literally started out with nothing. I came
nothing,
out, and basically I
nothing.
came out with nothing. And so I was, you know,
You start over. That's what
well,
you did,
I did. And
and
you know
that's
what?
mad respect. Mad respect
And
from
what? Yeah.
losing everything, targeted, and now the tables have turned and the pendulum has swung the other way, sir.
Hmm.
The pendulum. Look at it as the pendulum, because it was way over there. And
At
now
least I
it's
got
not even in the middle anymore. It
now. I
is.
got now. I got momentum.
Yep. There you go.
And but see, the
There you
thing
go.
the thing that's hurt me the most is, man, like, I've tried to get him. I've got a phenomenal resume, man. I worked hard to build a phenomenal resume, uh, and sales and marketing, and building businesses.
More
And
trolls.
now it's like they run a background check, somewhere runs, because everywhere runs a background check now, and they see what Lafayette County has done, and it's like it's a binary thing. If they see something, it's basically, people don't care for stories. They see, if you have felony for felonies, it's all she wrote. And it's I've had job offers that have been pulled back off the table because they run a background check, and then the stuff that Lafayette County did to me, gets comes up on a background check, and they withdraw it, man. And it's like, it's disheartening because
No,
it's
you 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 can't trust even the employers to keep you over these things. You have to just make your own now way.
yeah. So people want to say, get a job. Okay, easier said than done. You have no idea how many places that I have actually, you know, uh, they I get turned down. And so the government can actually thank itself for creating this monster that is adamantly against corruption, and out for, you know accountability, and vindication. It's um it's just, I wish, I would sure love for some people that talk shit um to walk a mile in my shoes. Yep.
Targeted. They're supporting licking the boots. You're supporting my neighbor. Weeds are 6 inches high on his yacht.
Right.
They support all this. They support the licenses and the stickers and the all all the non. you can't fish, hunt, anything. You can't drive the. You can't do anything. What do you mean land of
Yeah.
the free? We have to pay to walk out the
They leave you
door.
defenseless. Like, so it's like, the ones
I
the
mean,
ones that you got
why
to
are
watch
these?
out for the
Yeah,
most is the government. They're the ones that are armed, okay, and they completely disarmed me, and now it's like, well, fuck, they're the ones with the guns and all. What do I do if they come after? Like how do I defend myself? Uh, shit hits the fan. How do I defend myself now from their corruption? I'm now, uh, I've been stripped of my right to. And where in the Constitution did it ever say that you know uh, this right applies unless you're a? I don't think it.
exactly.
The Constitution. First of all, the Second Amendment's not even made. The Second Amendment isn't for hunting. The Second Amendment was put into place to deter tyranny. If when
I mean, the argument against hunting is a mute point. Everyone hunted their food back then.
yeah
Of course. Hello. I mean, funny thing. Well, that's just
yeah
for hunting. No, you're using that now. Back then, everyone hunted their fucking food.
yeah. Well, hey,
So
I'm
I
back
mean,
at my house, and it's kind of cutting in and out because I'm in
you
that
got it, buddy.
area where I'm close to Wi-Fi, but I'm not all the way there. So it's wanting to stay on cell phone signal and switch over, and it's kind of
Hey, we the people news. It has been fun. Thanks for a great evening. I hope we had sort of a comedical
yeah,
part to uneventful evening, but I'm sure there'll be much more.
absolutely. Hey, good talking to you, man.
Yep, get a hold of me. Get a
I
hold of me.
got
Let me
your
know where
yeah, I
you're
got
headed.
your phone number now. So yeah, absolutely.
You got it. Have a
And
great night,
I'm
guys. See
gonna
you
hit you
later.
up for my real number. That's my Google Voice number. I'm gonna hit you up for my real number.
No problem, buddy. Hey, have a good night, everyone.
All right, y'all take care.
Okay.
Good night.
Yep.
Good night, Sly Shy. Good night, Seven Cities
Retarded
kids.
exposed.
Let's
Oh
see.
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, let's get some shout outs
hey, good
here.
night, trolls
Sly.
that are on here. Yeah. As
Yep.
well as Lafayette
Yep. There we
County.
go. There we
Um,
go. Good.
lying
Bam.
ass
There we go.
Osteen, if you're on here.
Sly, thank you, dear. I guess Sly's the only one in the house. We see
All right,
Seven Cities.
and the rest of them are
It's a,
trolls or police.
yeah, you got it. Hey, you have a great night. Thanks again,
Hey,
brother.
you too, brother. Bye.
Talk to you soon.
All right.